2012 will be the year of network virtualization. Network virtualization will materialize, and we will see the first products finally defining in tangible terms what things like virtual network services, OpenFlow, software-defined networking are all about. Next year, cloud computing in the enterprise will be no different than it was last year, but we need to look for small signs of change, which means that we're going to see some enterprises beginning to build internal private enterprise cloud, however we want to define these things, but basically beginning to run at least portions of their IT organizations as a cloud. And the enterprises that will do this, they will do it by adopting models very similar to what cloud service providers have been doing so far. We know that there are companies that are looking at doing stuff in the cloud computing, enterprises that are looking at cloud computing. They have projects, they have evaluations going on, but you can't really say that anybody in the enterprise is really doing any form of cloud computing, except if you give them credit for running virtualization with an orchestration layer on top. Hey, there's going to be some enterprises, but that's not the full cloud computing. But still, we're going to call it enterprise cloud computing. It's going to be house built. It's not scale. It's not going to be something that every enterprise can adopt. In order for us to see mass adoption of cloud computing by the enterprise, we need to wait for the maturity of commercially available orchestration tools that will enable cloud computing in the enterprise. Next year is also going to be an interesting year from the perspective of mergers and acquisition. And there are at least two areas that we need to watch out for. The first one is the area of Silicon Valley companies or startups at large that will probably go through a phase of M&As with larger organizations. So some of the Silicon Valley startups will be acquired by larger companies that are trying to accelerate their participation to the cloud computing market. On the other hand, the cloud service provider market and the system integrator market will continue to converge, very much like what we have seen in the past years. CenturyLink merging with Savis, Terremark and Verizon, OpSource and Dimension Data, Navisite and Time Warner Cable are only examples of what will continue to happen over the course of 2012 and potentially beyond that. And I wouldn't be surprised to see even very significant mergers happening next year. I wouldn't completely rule out the possibility that companies such as Rackspace or SoftLayer, very large independent hosting providers, could be acquired by system integrators like IBM or HP, or potentially even companies like Cisco that try to become a bigger player in the cloud computing market. We need to give credit to Amazon for starting this whole cloud computing movement, and they have done an exceptional job in capturing the commodity public cloud market. They have built a cloud computing model that caters to the developers and the test dev environments, and they will continue to be successful with that. I think we'll see them increasing their revenues and becoming more and more successful in catering to that market. Where I think Amazon will not be successful is in catering to the enterprise market. The enterprise market has much different needs than what Amazon can deliver today. And so I see the emergence of competitive players to Amazon who will be able to satisfy the specific demands of the enterprise market. And when you look at the enterprise needs performance guarantees, service level agreements. They need a different level of support. They need the ability to access dedicated virtual instances of compute, storage, and network services. And the specific requirements of the enterprise, I think, will not be addressed by the type of offering that Amazon can deliver to the market.